basically just the comedian and the audience, right? There's no real barrier, and it should be that way, I think. And a good example is Bill Burr is one of my favorite comedians, and he talks a lot about it because the job of the comedian is to be basically the jester of the king's court, right? The fool, the one who basically can speak the truth no matter how horrible it might be, right?
Right.
And you do it in jest, right? So it's got a comedy element to it. But people will take what you say as a joke, and they will take it seriously, and then they will call you a racist or a homophobe or xenophobe or transphobe, whatever. If they get offended by what you say, they immediately lump you in with the worst people in the world. So it's definitely scary as a comedian to go up there and basically try to tell a joke, but also try to tell some truth. And people don't like it if it's something they don't want to hear. But I think
I'm curious. I'm trying to keep it quick here.
yeah.
When you say that someone in the audience took it in a serious manner, has anyone ever gone to an authority instead of talking to you? They got someone else to say, you're offensive, you should stop doing that, without talking to you?
Me personally, no. But I'm sure there are bigger comedians with a wider audience that have had that happen. There are people who speak in general, whether it's comedian or otherwise, that will be essentially flagged for certain locations to say, don't let this person show up because they're going to be offensive. And for some people, you know, their job is to keep it straight, and that's fine. But for comedians, the point is to push the limit and to really exercise free speech. And that's the whole thing. It's like a high wire, tightrope act of free speech. That's what stand-up is.
Excellent. No, good points. We can go ahead and close this up, and just please provide your final thoughts on what do you believe is the best way ahead, and what are you hoping for?
Or also, do you think it's only ever going to go one way?
Is it going to get worse, you think, before it gets better? Like, what are your thoughts onto the prospect?
So there's a few things there. So first of all, in regards to the trend of this thing going on, when it comes to anything like this that's relatively political or has that feel, it seems to have a pendulum sort of motion. So it might swing really far towards, you know, these people who are just wanting to censor everything and pass laws and get people fired and have people banned from locations. And that could get, you know, what they call backlash, right? So it could whip it the other way, and it could become all of a sudden just like anything goes. Now, obviously, I think that within free speech, it's your responsibility to exercise some kind of like tact, right? You don't just want to go around like being an asshole. But you do, I mean, you know, but you can't tell people not to do that. And that's really giving people the freedom to choose is what makes a person good, right? You know, their character. If they have the ability to do something, but they choose not to, if it could potentially be offensive, that's really a better person than someone who's just like, oh, well, I would do it, but I'm not allowed. That's getting a little off topic, but
yeah.
So I think it might swing back and forth for a little bit, but, you know, the same physics might apply. Ultimately, it'll settle where it should be, where we have free speech, but, you know, people know how to use it. And I think some people are scared because they don't know how to use it, so they freak out.
Yeah. I think also because they haven't been taught that they can use it.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. And also, words are words. Like, give me a break. If someone says something that bothers you, either don't be around that.
Change the channel.
Yeah, get out of there. So in regards to what I think for the future, people just need to stop complaining. Just in general, I mean, I don't think anything good comes from blaming or complaining or putting your happiness and your livelihood as someone else's responsibility. That's basically that's what children do, basically. Because a child cannot provide for themselves.
That's a really good point. Excellent.
But if you choose to not provide for yourself, then you're just choosing to be a child. So don't be a child. Be an adult. Be cool like that.
Excellent. Well,
That was great, Paul. Thank you very much.
well, Mr.
Thank you.
Paul Cervenka of Hollywood, California. Happy birthday.
Thanks, sir.
May you have fair winds and following seas and really crush the evening.
I'm about to crush it, guys.
But within the bounds of the law, of course.
Well, obviously, come on. I'm not a lunatic, okay?
But walk that tightrope.
All right.
All right.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. You have a good night. Thank you for the call.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye.